Good evening, one and all. Welcome to another edition of Cop Talk. It's Thursday night. You know how we do. Gonna say good evening, VW. How you been, sir?
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm good. Glad to be back on the show. So yeah, ready
Nice
to get
one.
back in.
Dr. Blake, my man who likes to break the finer points down and get into it.
Brothers, the week's getting better. Let's leave it like that. If Sunday was the start of the week,
we won. We got a clean sheet, and Arsenal dropped points.
There you go.
Wow, that's a hat trick right there, you know.
There you go. And Haaland might save that. Yeah, and Haaland might save the world as well. So
yeah. Let me see if Demas comes on tonight. Show his face tonight, mate. Trust me, because that is you know what, that's keeping the league alive for me. I tell you 100%. But anyway, so Reds went down to old Sunderland, where they haven't been beaten all season. One of the only teams out there who haven't been beaten all season at home. That is, they're in. I think they're in the leagues with was it Barcelona, Juventus, and a couple other teams like that. Actually, they're in good company, man. They was in good company, I should say. Was in good company. So before we really tuck into the game, there's two players. I want to do it my old school. Go back to player watch. There's two players. There's three players I want to talk about for real. But the first one was Dr. Blake's ex. Because you know what I mean? He knows exactly what I'm talking about. We got to speak about him, man.
You got to pause that, though.
Yeah. He knows what I mean. Dr. Blake had his back, bro. Trust me. Dr. Blake had his back. And now it's a different kettle of fish. And it's not even that now. Other people now on social media are starting to give it to him as well now. That sounds like another pause as well, actually. But yeah, trust me, it's not looking good. He's getting found out. Yes, so Doctor, man, what are you saying about your boy Cody, man? Come on.
Do you know what? You know, sometimes, you know that phrase like the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And sometimes in life, you get what you want in it, or like you get what you wish for. And I just remember for the last how many months, weeks, years, singing Luis Diaz's praise, innit? People telling me, like I was being called Dr. Diaz at one point in time. I was saying, this guy is the one, innit? And why I'm particularly vexed, right? Because I just think Liverpool fans who didn't back Diaz in his quest to get a new contract, Liverpool fans who made it seem like Cody Gakpo was some savior. I was just like, this is what Cody Gakpo is. He's a one-dimensional, effective player. He's got an elite strike of the ball, and he takes a lot of shots. If you platform your team to allow him to take a lot of shots, then he's a GA man. But if you want him to do other things, like combine with your number 10, provide for your number 9, be intricate, and just not be intent on scoring goals, then this is what Cody Gakpo is. He's not some elite, world-class number like wide player. He simply isn't. And the fact that Edwards or Hughes decided to keep my boy Diaz on 55 grand a week and give Cody reportedly between 200 to 250 grand a week and not replace my boy Diaz. You're basically showing me you did not value that player and you value this player. And sometimes in life, you get what you wish for. So LFC fans complaining about Cody now, too late. You had plenty of time to call him out, and now this is what you've got. A one-dimensional guy who just basically wants to shoot and move like that. So there you go. You get what you wish for. So now man cussing him now is too late. When Diaz wanted that new contract, he was all talking about Diaz's dad twerking for Barcelona. He can go. Well, now there you go. You get what you wish for. So don't no one complain about Cody now, because you had a man starting in front of Cody and you didn't value him. So this is what happens.
Okay. I'm going to say big shouts, good evening goes out to Des B. Nice to have you on board, sir. I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks. Good shouts, Mr. Good evening, Mr. Brian Fitzwarren. Greetings, gents. The only time I did not mind City winning against us because of Arsenal, so they could get skinny bumps. Yeah.
Silver lining.
That was the talk that was going around. So VW, Cody Gakpo.
It is what it is, man. Do you know what I mean? I think, yeah, he's all right. It's not great at the moment. But I'll be honest with you. I know you're a Diaz aficionado, Dr. Blake, but as you know, I was one of those ones who's like, yeah, his dad's on a madness, let him go. You know what I mean? So, and I also don't want to go mad and start thinking Diaz was the be all and end all in the now that we are left with Gakpo. Diaz was as frustrating at times as Gakpo. Never to me, my problem was a lot of effort and not a lot of end product.
No, he offers more than Gakpo.
Oh, yeah, but I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't say it's that much more.
So, you know what I say on that? Just to interject, I think Diaz had the unfortunate situation of being compared to Mane, and most players who complain to Mane are gonna fall short. I think that's the first thing. I think secondly, there was the issues. Obviously, he like the kidnapping, then he got the injury, and he lost a bit because I would say it was only last season he regained the form that he had when he first come for that first 6 months up until he had that knee injury. So I think, yeah, Diaz was a bit inconsistent, but I just feel like what Diaz did was complementary and would be complementary to our existing players. Like what Diaz, the way he plays, Wirtz would love it. Hugo would love it because Diaz is just like, he's selfless. He's off the ball. He's going to keep the ball. And I think a key thing that we've lacked this season is our ability to sustain attacks. And Diaz gets you up the pitch and the ball sticks with him. It's not going backwards. He's not losing it.
Yes.
Whereas Cody, it's almost like the guy just wants to shoot. And if he can't shoot, then I'm going to do something else. But yeah, as I said, people just there, they got what they wish for. And yeah, how this guy's on 250 a week, Lord. So basically, Cody Gakpo, if I had to guess, is probably maybe in the top 3 earning left wingers in European football. Outside of Saudi Arabia, I think Vinny Jr. is earning more than him at Real Madrid. And I don't know who else. I think Cody Gakpo is potentially the highest earning left winger in the Premier League.
No way.
Bro, who earns more than him?
That is disgraceful.
Like, who earns more than him?
It's absolutely disgraceful.
You really don't like him and all the research you've done.
Brother, listen, I come with receipts, innit? Because I have to sit there and tell man say, Diaz, his dad, he can piss off. Yeah, like the best one was, why would the club give Diaz a new contract when they pay for his dad to be freed? I was like, am I really writing this in messages? I'm saying to man, is this a reported fact? Everyone knows it. All right, cool. So we're not going to give him a new contract because we pay for his dad to be free. Do you know what? Let Diaz go and show his levels. And welcome to Cody Gakpo because you get what you wish for. So I don't want nobody cussing Gakpo right now who is cussing off Diaz, isn't it? Because you get what you wish for. So settle with Cody. The club have backed him. Back your club. Back your man.
I think it was more so though. Also, sorry, Artie, but it wasn't necessarily Diaz, but Diaz's dad was chatting, innit? He was kept hostage for months, and then Liverpool got a secret, you know what I mean, espionage plan to get him out of there. He got him out of there. He started talking about going to Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? So hold on a minute. We set you free. We've got you out of Dodge, and now you're chatting about, well, I don't like it around here. I want to go Nou Camp. So his dad's here. Maybe we understand why dad got kidnapped in the first place. You know what I mean? No disrespect, just a bit too much.
I get it. But what I'd say with Diaz is every time he put on that red shirt, he gave everything. He did not play football like a man who was agitating for a move or who was not committed to the club.
True that.
You would watch games where we would be in high intensity games where he's making multiple runs with the ball, off the ball. He's running ahead of the strikers to give them an option. And as soon as the play breaks down, he is sprinting back to cover his fullback. Guys with that amount of quality with the ball, with that kind of work rate, you don't complain if once their dad who's just been kidnapped says something dumb about Barcelona. Like, damn, I don't know. Like, how many people's dads in world football have been kidnapped and then they might say something a bit funky? Like, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, like I said, you man got what you wanted, and Cody Gakpo is here on his $250 a week. So yeah, go on with it.
For real.
I'll say one more. Oh God, sorry.
Good evening, brother Stoney. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. I just want to say before we continue with the show, Doctor, I don't know how much meat Cody Gakpo teeth out your pot of stew, but I can see that hurt is still lingering.
Brother, I'm vexed about Diaz. That's what I'm vexed about. I'm vexed about Diaz. To this day.
You know one thing though, for whatever, I don't know why. The thing about Diaz, what always sticks in my mind, right, is the miss against City.
Yeah, I hear that.
Of everything he's done, that miss sticks in my mind because I'm thinking, you're a top level pro. How you missed that, I do not understand. Now, what we do know is that Gakpo wouldn't have missed that opportunity.
Agree with that. Cody is a better finisher than what Diaz is. Absolutely. I would, 100, yeah. Like, I wouldn't even try to deny that. 100. 100 is.
All right, before we move on to my next player, I'm just going to go around quickly. And you just have to pick one, yes or no. VW, Diaz or Gakpo?
Gakpo.
Tony, Diaz or Gakpo?
Gakpo.
Doctor, Diaz or Gakpo?
Gakpo, innit, man? Gakpo, man. I'm happy with my man, innit? I'm happy with my man. I'm happy with my man. I'm happy with
I'm just gonna put it out there. Diaz.
Listen, Cody is doing well. He is running into his own teammates. He's not passing to his left back. He's shooting when he should be passing. He's not passing to works. He's running into man. Cody is doing exactly what he's meant to do.
Okay, so before I move on, Desby says, I've heard that Slot didn't want to sell Diaz. Hughes and Edwards wanted to bring in some cash, and Slot was outvoted.
Look,
so with that being said, then they wanted to cash in on Diaz, right? So and got 55 million for him, and then kept Cody because they couldn't cash in on him and give him 250 grand a week. Is that what we're saying?
I don't know, bro.
Brother, it's you know what? Because I remember saying to a few people last season that Slot obviously rates Diaz, and they were just like, yeah, but how do you know? Like, maybe I was like, but he plays him every week. Like, sometimes things are just obvious. If a manager is playing you every week over the strikers, if they're not firing, or you're starting left winger if the strikers are playing well, then the manager wants to keep you. So now Slot's come out and said it himself. It's like, well, it was obvious. He played all the time. I don't know a manager who plays somebody all the time who doesn't want to keep him. Like, I don't know, innit? Like, all this like bluff and double bluff nonsense. He clearly wanted to keep him because that's who he rated. So if a coach comes in, wins the league in his first season and has a key attacker, then you might want to say to the coach, maybe you can keep your key attacker. But hey, these men had other ideas, and they gave the Diaz money that he wanted to Cody. And what's interesting, my last cut on Cody is, have you noticed this season in particular, all of the rumors are that our players who are renewing their contracts are asking for big money now. Talk about Dom wanting 300. Let's talk about Ibu wants 200, 250, Curtis wants 200. A man are like, oh, that's too much money. But players rate other players. If I'm an agent, I'm saying Cody Gakpo's on 250. Later, my man needs to get paid.
Of course. 100%.
If he's on 250, then my guy needs to be paid.
100%. So, US 7351 says Diaz offered a different dimension to LFC. He was unpredictable.
He certainly was that.
He also goes on to say that he was class, and he still is. And Diaz is saying Diaz. Brighton Fitzwarren is saying Diaz as well.
Everyone's saying Diaz.
Yeah, man. Keep them coming in the comments, people. Is it Diaz or Gakpo? That's what we need to see. And Desby saying, I read recently that Diaz is now statistically the best player in the world at the moment.
I mean, we'd have to factor in the quality of the German league, but he's like, the guy's just a levels player.
Yeah,
wasn't he also the top scorer in South America as well?
It is only the Bundesliga. You know what I mean?
But wasn't he also leading the South American goal charts and qualifying as a top goal scorer as well?
Yeah.
So replacing Gakpo is a lot easier than replacing Diaz. I have no idea what you've been watching. Don't worry, Desby, because that is my next player that we are going to be talking about. So don't worry about that. That is the next one we are definitely going to move on to. And I'm going to start with Stoney on this one as he's just joined. So we're doing player watch, Stoney, for for yesterday's game. We started off with Gakpo. You can tell how that went.
Yeah.
The next player is going to be Mo Salah. Man, just turn his head from the screen.
So we're speaking about Mo Salah in general since he's come back from AFCON. Or are we speaking about Mo Salah during the Sunderland game?
You can talk about both, but to be fair, during the Sunderland game as well.
Oof. I don't know. It's quite interesting now, but yeah, I'm trying to figure out whether Slot is going to be asking Mo Salah to play a little bit differently, right? With Mo Salah's current performances, he has currently had, I'm going to try and think, right? So on his side on the right back, let's see how many defenders he's had behind him so far. He's had Frimpong, he's had Ramsey, he's had Conor Bradley, he's had Dom, he's had Endo. Five different fullbacks he's had so far. It probably could have been more, right? So far. So is he having to adjust the way he's playing because that transition's taking place at the back?
Stop right there. Them having them right backs does not stop him beating a player.
No, it's true.
Having them right backs does not stop him beating a fullback.
Artie, when was the last time we saw? When was the last time we saw Salah beat a player? I have no idea.
This is what I'm saying. So having them right backs,
defenders are no longer.
Sorry.
They're no longer afraid of Salah no more.
I was just going to say, just quickly. The last time I saw Salah beat somebody was when he was beating Slot in that post-match, in the post-match press conference when he was cussing him. That was the last time I saw Salah beat anybody. But sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I think with Salah, that fear factor's gone, right? So last season when we won the league, it was almost as if we were turning up and we had the presence and teams knew we were going to win, right? Over the last few years, I think Salah had that aura. For me, I think that aura has gone, right? I remember when we played Tottenham this season and the way Jed Spence handled up Mo Salah, it hurt me because I actually watched it with two Tottenham supporters as well. It hurt me. It really, really, really hurt me. So I think what we're currently seeing with Salah is someone who's in their twilight years now. And I think we just have to completely accept that Salah of old, we are not going to see again. I think we simply have to wait. We simply have to accept that at the moment. So yeah, Salah don't beat players no more. He don't whip balls in anymore. He's doing something because Slot's continuing to have him in the squad. But for me at the moment, it's just a question mark. I'm unsure. Look, it's even got to a stage now when you think of it, he doesn't even have the aura to be taking free kicks no more. Dom's taking him off free kicks.
Right. And so he bloody should.
So even that's what I was saying, that whatever Salah's had has actually moved on. You know, he's still going to go down in our history books. But yeah, as I said, we just seen somebody who's on. Yeah.
Well, so another reason why I picked him was because a lot of people in groups I was in and whatever, they've come to the realization now. They're saying they honestly believe that Salah is cooked, and we need to let him go at the end of this season, as we can still get a good bit of money for him.
That's fair enough. I would accept that.
Doctor,
I'll definitely accept that.
Doctor, talk to me about Salah.
The Salah one. It's really hard with Salah because I feel like obviously he has been a legend, right? And because of his style of play, as LFC fans, we've seen that he hasn't necessarily been universally rated by the football community for what he's achieved. And I think, I wouldn't say that he should have won the Ballon d'Or because he shouldn't have, but maybe his global standing should be a bit higher and he should have a bit more respect from his peers. But I do think we've got to be honest about what Mo Salah was at his best. And even at his best, technically he was still inconsistent and he had quite a scrappy kind of playing style. So I just think with someone like Salah, even though it looks like that ability to beat players and create separation is gone, it's the other fundamentals of his game that are lacking and it's hard to watch, right? Because even though, okay, with someone like Cody Gakpo, who's obviously talking about before, we might become frustrated, but Cody's able to still do certain things, whereas Salah, it's almost like his touch is gone. Like, he's not trapping the ball. Like, the game is breaking down when he gets the ball, and it's almost just like, just because you have aged and you're a bit slower, your technique shouldn't be affected.
No, you shouldn't use your touch.
Yeah, and I think this is what's really hard to watch this side. It's because it just seems like everything's affected. What I would say though, and this is what I've been calling for, is for us to change the way we use him and to stop that Salah being the out ball and him being able to not cheat a little bit, but stay high up the pitch and stretch defenses. Because I just think, one, our team isn't set up to cope with that. We can't have Wirtz playing as a number 10, Hugo wanting to stretch the play, and Mo Salah being a right winger who's just trying to score goals. Like, this isn't FIFA. Like, you just can't do that.
So how would you use him then, saying that?
So I think, you see how he was using the second half yesterday, where he's a bit deeper. Like, he's in the same line with Wirtz and Cody Gakpo, or sometimes even a bit deeper. And essentially, we're using him for his playmaking skills. So there's not the situation where we're trying to set up 1v1 with him against the fullback. We're almost just using him as just like another conduit. So we're playing for him. He's getting involved in the build-up a little bit, and he's just trying to create a few chances. But he's defending a lot more. And I feel like against Newcastle, there was better work rate. Against City, there was better work rate. And certainly second half yesterday, he was covering his fullback a lot more. So I just feel like if he does that, isn't as high up, isn't trying to stretch defenses, and is covering his fullback a lot more, then I just think, yeah, you let it ride out for the end of the season and hopefully he contributes. Because if we're being honest, if we're going to win games now, the key players are Wirtz and Hugo. So the wide players need to be platforming them. You can't be platforming a number 10, a number 9, and a right winger. It's just not going to work. Like Chelsea, you've got their version of a Wirtz and a Cole Palmer. They haven't got Neto high and wide and then a striker. You just got to play to a couple of players. You can't play to 3 and 4 players. And I just think, yeah, the wide players should be there to support the number 10 and the number 9 moving forward, because let's be real, they're our best chance of winning games right now. It ain't Mo Salah and Cody Gakpo at the moment. It's Wirtz and it's Hugo. So, yeah.
100. Okay. VW, Mo Salah.
Yeah, I think we're just seeing the transition. We're seeing a team in transition, and he's transitioning out essentially of the team. I think it's as simple as that. He's done superlatives for us over the time that he's been with us. I was very frustrated with him earlier in the season when he called out the club. But, what I don't want to see is a sad end. We don't want to see just a dive off a cliff, because he has been an exceptional, great player for Liverpool. But we are seeing the transitioning of him out of the club. He's not the player. It doesn't appear that he's the player that he once was. But is that also because, quite simply, with Klopp, he had a system almost built for him and built around him, or built for him, and now, so it made him as a player seem even on a greater level. And now that we're seeing a different style of football, we're seeing he's not as effective.
I think, you know what? You see it very good. I've always thought that. And when people have put Salah in certain debates, I've always just said, I don't personally see it, I rate him, but I've always felt he benefited from our system. Not to say that he wasn't a great player, because he was, but the system certainly got the best of him and played to his strengths. And I think, you put Salah in a different system, then I don't think you get the same type of results. Listen, I've always thought that.
I think that's what we're seeing, isn't it?
And let's be honest, Slot did that last season, and Slot tried to do it this season as well, but Salah just couldn't deliver. And if you're not beating your fullback, you're not tracking back, you're not scoring, you're not creating, moves are breaking down around you, then you have to be sidelined, either time on the bench or your importance to the team needs to reduce. But obviously, look, Mo's got a superstar ego, and it's understandable, but he has to just accept now that them days are gone, and he has to stop trying to take free kicks as well, because I tell you what, I was fuming. That free kick he took, I was fuming. I was partly fuming with Dom. I was just like, Dom, I need you to have the confidence and the conviction in your ability. I've been saying this since you first came to the club. You are one of the best ball strikers in Europe. You got to tell Mo Salah, Mo, move to the side. I'm taking free kicks. I don't care what angle it is, if it favors the left foot. Even a free kick that favors the left foot, Dom has a better chance of scoring or creating an assist than Mo Salah does. So I put in about 3 different groups. Bloody hell, Bosley, tell Salah to F off. I did that idiot free kick. And then what happens later? Literally 4 minutes later, Dom scores the free kick of the season. And this is what I'm talking about. You know, when you've got a man of that kind of talent, if you're Mo Salah, why are you taking that free kick when the guy next to you, who you're calling rank on, is better? It's those types of things that I don't like to see. That's me when your ego is coming before the team. I don't like to see that.
100%. Fitzwarren says that Salah needs to go in the summer. And Desby says, let's talk about Salah. He's frustrating me. Doesn't beat players. Loses the ball every time. What does he do now?
Take free kicks off Dom.
Yeah.
But and then
I think
say Curtis Jones also. Woo. Woo.
I think it's one of those things similar to what Vinny was saying, right? I think for me, it's important that the success and important that Salah's had at our club doesn't fade away, and then we're only focused on what he's currently doing this season, to an extent what he did last season. I think we've seen it with all greats at our club, and I know we mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. We saw the transition of when John Barnes moved from playing on the wing to central midfield. We saw when Robbie came back in the latter years and he wasn't performing at the stages that, or the levels that we wanted to. We saw McManaman before he went on the Bosman out to Real Madrid, the way that his play had actually marginally changed as well. And we're currently seeing the same thing with Salah. These things happen. They happen with other players, other clubs. Del Piero, we would have seen it at Juve. Thank you. We would have seen it with Totti when he was at Roma as well. I think we're just currently seeing it now because this is Salah and he's been a great to us. But similar to what Vinny was saying, I strongly believe it was a 2-year contract that he had. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do believe that he probably will move on at, in the summer break, and then whatever revenue we're able to gain from that, we will. And then he moves on to another chapter. We've said it all along. Regardless of what players come at the club, they're never ever going to stay there for eternity. They come here for projects and then they move on. And I'm seeing the same thing with Salah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Don't you think though, Stoney? It's a good point that you made about all of the legends you quoted. But don't you think though, with a lot of the players that you reference, Totti may be a little bit different because I didn't watch everything towards the end, but there's something of in the Barnes getting into midfield, in the rush when his legs went kind of doing the more of the donkey work for Fowler, that those great players realizing that they're not at the same level. Ryan Giggs for Man U, he went into midfield and changing their role to help the younger players shine rather than still.
But it was still frustrating though. For me, I'm just speaking about as an individual.
Yeah.
It was still frustrating to watch because the images I had. Thank you.
Yeah.
The images I had was them in their prime, and now them having to adjust. And for some, even though they still had the technical ability, they're not playing it in my head how I remember them actually playing.
Fair point.
And those things were frustrating to me. And that's why sometimes when I see what the current stage with Salah is, similar like what you were saying, Artie asked you the question, how would you like to see Salah playing? And you articulated about him dropping a little bit deeper, XYZ. I wonder if it's Salah not able to do that, or that's not the tactics that Slot wants him to do. Whatever's taking place, we are not seeing Salah with the output that we are accustomed to seeing him doing, and it is alarmingly frustrating, I believe, for everybody. So yeah, we're just seeing him change, and there could be numerous factors that's contributing towards that.
Yeah. I wonder also.
I'd like to think that the manager could see that this player's on the decline and use him in a different position, and also if he's not doing it like that, then you use him sparingly and use somebody else who has the legs to give you.
Yeah, but we saw what happened when he done that. We saw what
That's
happened.
what I mean.
Yeah,
man went mad.
But you have to.
That's probably what Slot tried to do.
So what, you're going to let the player be the winner then, and you're the manager?
No, but I think we've got in Salah, we've got a very unique individual, isn't it? We've got. Well, I'm not saying he's on that. I'm not saying he's on this level, but you've got the kind of the messy sort of status at the club.
You had that, bro. You're not that guy no more. That's the thing. So back then, for me, you know what? You could command that shit because you're hitting 30 or 40 goals a season. You could command that, and I could let you get away with that. But now we just spoke about it, and we're just talking about how Doctor saying his touch has gone. Blah, blah, you understand? Even his finishing is not the same. Even when he cuts inside now, I'm not confident he's going to score like he used to before. He's bending, it's going all the way up in the stands.
Do you know what? Sorry,
doing that no more. You can't be commanding nothing no more.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that, Artie, because and I was going to ask everybody, like, because this is what I see, and Artie, yeah, please go first. Doesn't it feel like when you watch him play, he's not able to get a clean connection with the ball?
Yeah.
It's rare that he hits the ball and it just stays hit.
His finishing has gone downhill.
He just scuffs bare shots. It's rare that he just hits it and it's like a good hit, but it's wayward, or it's like he just doesn't connect any power with the ball. It's weird to watch.
Yeah, 100%. I'm telling you, it feels like his finishing's gone downhill as well. There's that one that he went clean through when he put it past the post and that. I just like, this isn't the Salah that I know. And like you said, for me, do you know what? You lose pace and things like that, but your touch is still supposed to be there, man. That's one thing you don't lose.
But they've always said, sorry, when I say they, I think most pundits have always said that he's not an easy on the eye sort of player, and that actually his touch and technique isn't the best, is it? It's that's what they've said. That's what we've heard. I've heard numerous pundits say that even from a finishing perspective, he doesn't hit the ball cleanly and things like that. So if you are doing that at the peak, and now that you're dipping, it must become more apparent. And just one other thing, I think, could it also be right, like when you referenced the legends earlier, they still stay in my mind. Even I know that when John Barnes went into the centre of midfield and so forth, yes, at the time, at least he felt, I can't go on the wing and go past people no more. But the way we looked at him and the way we look at, I think, Salah is different. And I wonder if it's because now we've got so much access to football in terms of games, in terms of actually watching it on YouTube, watching it on TikTok and all sorts. And the punditry is almost like 24/7 in football. So I wonder if we've got so much exposure to it that we are also comparing him in our minds against players who we didn't have that much exposure to in terms of seeing. Do you get what I mean?
That's a good point. Good evening, brother Amit. Nice to have you on board, sir.
Great.
Even Desby says Frimpong offers more than Salah down the right. Man said a shout out to Millie for equaling all-time appearances record in the Premier League.
Hold that one there, RT. Bring that question back for me, please.
What, Frimpong?
No, that question, that last person that commented about James Milner. So read it. I got Amit.
Shout out to Millie for equaling for the all-time appearance in the record in the Premier League.
You see, no, but you know what's interesting about this, right? Thank you, Amit. I'm glad you raised it, right? Obviously, we know that Milner played for us. What was quite interesting, they were saying, even though, because I think when Brighton played against Villa, some of the Villa fans were booing Milner. And the reason for it was, even though he's equal Gareth Barry's, appearances, Gareth Barry still has over 14,000 minutes game time more than Milner. Because what they're saying is, what they're basically saying is, even though they're equal now on appearances, Milner's, I mean, I know the last game he came on 22 minutes, but his minutes, maybe he's getting 7 minutes here, 13 minutes here, 14 minutes here. Whereas Gareth Barry, he had longer period of time. They were saying he was just playing 90 minutes, full games and stuff like that. So a lot of the Villa fans is saying that stats-wise, it's fabricated. Yeah. It's fabricated.
Yeah, that's why you can't always trust stats, man. Like they don't give you the full picture.
You can't.
But you know what? I don't give a flying toss because Gareth Barry didn't play for us. So free game anyway. Well done, Milner.
Nearly did.
That's true.
Yeah, for the wage and clout that Salah commands, he ain't cutting it as a starter no more.
But what's he meant to do though? This you see this Salah situation. I'm glad you mentioned that. That would be like me, right? Watch this. I'm working at a company at the moment, right? And I'm doing all right at the company. I get a pay rise, right? Pay rise is like nice now. And for whatever reason now, I am not performing. I'm a dunce. My output is not productive. I'm not going to take a pay cut now because my performances ain't good, you know. I've now got my P's coming into my money. I could be trying to work, but my output is not the same for whatever reason. Maybe my colleagues, maybe my CM, maybe the organization structure is completely different. What is Salah meant to do? You see, sometimes when you're washed, you're just washed, you know.
The manager is meant to do. Like, if your performances are not up to scratch, then you need to have performance reviews. That's what would happen in the workplace. Likewise,
but they tried that, innit?
You understand?
They did try that. They need
to stick at it.
Or you change your attitude. I think if Salah wasn't still acting like he's some kind of superstar, then I think it's an easier thing to accept.
But that's an elite mentality, though. In his head, he believes he is.
As Amit says, Salah doesn't seem ready to evolve into a new role yet. He still believes he's the main man.
There you go.
Yeah,
and that's what I said. It's a mentality thing.
Yeah, well, it's mentality.
Yeah, CR7 still believes he's the man, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's why he's in Saudi Arabia.
Exactly. Yeah. You can be the man out there. This is the Prem. This is the Prem. This is totally different.
And I think, like you said, those legends that we mentioned, they were able to accept they weren't the same player, but they were still talented players, and just shift their role in the team. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like Ryan Giggs weren't trying to take the ball off CR7 because he recognized that CR7 was now the hot boy, but I'm still good in midfield. I'm just going to do this. So you can shift. You don't need to be the main man. And that's my frustration with Salah. It's that main man syndrome. Like, how the hell, as a player who's probably scored, I want to say maybe 1 free kick in his Liverpool career, you're on every free kick? I'm like, brother, like, what are we doing here? You've got a young guy who's the future of the club, one of the best strikers of the board in European world football. You're meant to be elevating my man, giving him confidence. You go, Dom, not trying to get in on the action. It's some of these old drug dealers are still trying to make money off the youths. Allow it, bruv. Like, it's ridiculous. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's just like, because honestly, that free kick, that was the most vexed I've been for. I was just like, brother, are you that selfish? Where you're toe punting, rather than letting a hot young boy just do his thing for the team. And then 4 minutes later, the hot young boy who you told to go away scores goal of the season, free kick wise. Like what? Like, what are we doing here? And ain't like Sabozlai hasn't been turning up this all season. Fair enough, he had Trent ahead of him, but I always felt that his capacity as a free kick taker was higher than Trent, simply because he can strike the ball in more ways than Trent. Like, I always thought that. But you've got my man scoring the goal against Arsenal where he does the whip to that side. You've got the one against Marseille under the wall. The one against City doing that. He's got a couple of other ones. That this guy has a unique ball striking ability. Elevate him to take the team forward. Don't be in them tipping dead toe punts, brother. No.
For real. So, all right, talking about Dom like that anyway. Okay, gentlemen. Is Dom worth 300 bags a week?
No.
Listen, you know what? Football is relative, right? And the reason why I'm going to say that, right? If Dom and his team are able to negotiate a certain fee and the club accepts it, he's worth that value. I mean, I'm going to say the same thing, right? I can go to the shop and buy a packet of Quavers for 20p. You can go to and buy a packet of Quavers for 25. It's the same packet of Quavers, you know. It's just that the shop you went to, you had to pay more for it.
I'm not eating them Quavers, bro.
Who is worth that much money? If you and your team can negotiate,
I'm asking you, do you think he's worth that?
Listen, Artie, I'm saying if anybody can negotiate that salary, then praise be. I don't know how somebody can say they're worth 10 grand to 300 grand. If Liverpool are going to play in it, then so be it.
VW, do you think that Sabozlai is worth the 300 bags?
Not at this stage in his career, no. I think 200, 250 tops, but if Real Madrid are whispering in his ear, you can guarantee he's going to demand that from Liverpool.
Of course he is. Of course he is. And then if that's the case, and we've got to lose that one, that's another one that we got to try and replace.
What's he on at the moment, Artie? Do you know? Does anybody know what he's on at the moment?
No. Talking about 121.
And the only reason why I'm saying that, right, and I'm saying is relative. If he's on, as an example, 120 now, and say for instance Liverpool give him a new contract in April for 350, what more are you expecting from Dom for the extra 200 bags that he's getting? Because I'm confident that the professionalism and all of his skill set that Doctor has articulated, he's going to retain and he's going to improve. But what more are we going to expect for him for the extra 200 bags? And that's what I'm saying is it's relative to what him and his team can actually put in place, because he's still going to be an elite player regardless.
Good point. What more can we
great point, Stoney. Nice, great point.
That is a great point. What more can we expect for that money? Trust me.
That's a pause. That is a definite pause.
That's Doctor.
Hot young boy.
That's Doctor, mate.
What was that?
The hot young boy. That's a pause, bro. It's calling you out. You calling.
Come on, man.
Isn't it?
Young talent.
It's
Come
too
on,
late
man.
for that.
Fair enough. I'm guilty. Dom's on somewhere between 120 and 130, apparently.
Okay. Yeah,
Isak's on 280.
Isak's on 280.
Which kind of makes sense because of what we paid for him, though. But
Of course.
Salah 400, Virgil 350, Isak 280, Cody 250.
But 180 grand ain't nothing to sniff at. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm
Push up your
saying.
face about.
That's what I'm saying. It's healthy.
Real money.
Yes. And that's the point I'm saying. It's still healthy.
Nah, it ain't. But okay. So all right, we know say that you know what, that players move on and they'll get replaced. But sometimes when you've got a cog that's working so well, I think you need to do all you can to try and nail it down.
100.
That's one thing I will say, because there's no guarantee that this next person you're going to go and get is going to hit them same heights and in that same period of time as well. It might take them longer to get to that, and then you know what? And he's got a like you said, he's got a unique set of skills with that. He's being able to strike the ball and that, being very versatile in where he can play. Yeah, it wouldn't be easy to replace at all. So yeah, that is definitely one to think about.
It's a hard one. Like BW, would you say are spending that 116 mil on Verts, and then basically let's be honest, start of the season, Verts was playing where Dom was playing last season. So realistically, Verts has replaced Dom in the team. He spent 160 million pounds to actually do that, right? And after 2 games, it's like, this is not working. We need Dom back in the number 10. So would you say that the fact that Verts didn't work, that's almost added to Dom's value?
I don't know.
So
go ahead, Benny.
No. So the question is, do we think that Dom's value has been increased by the fact that Verts didn't start off firing at the start of the season? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. When we needed Dom to come back into the number 10 position.
No, I don't think. I don't think it is. I think I feel that Dom is seen as an entity in his own right. Personally, I think it's based on not what he done because of what Verts was lacking to do initially. I think it's based on an observation of Szoboszlai, most probably after the last couple of years. I mean, let's have it right. He's a captain of Hungary, and he was their star player or the player in the Euros. What, 2 years ago now? 2-3 years ago. So I think he carries his own credibility and value in that regard. And now that he's won the league with Liverpool, that's where I think that comes from. And that free kick against Arsenal has helped a lot as well.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Okay, so Desby says, giving Virgil 350 and Salah 400 sets the precedent. They're all going to want big money in the future. Yeah, but all right. But have they earned that money? Whereas Virgil and Mo did earn the money.
And I was just about to say that.
They did what they did for a consistent period of time before they got them big bucks there.
But I don't think professional footballers look at it that way, are you? I think they're now sitting there. Well, I'm at Liverpool, so if he's on 400, why can't I be on 250, or why can't I be on it? Especially if you imagine if you have one good season.
You just can't.
Yeah, but it's that one good season, then you realise this your brand. Again, it's this talk about your brand and all this sort of stuff. It's gone up. So you know what I mean? This is my value. This is what I think I should be getting.
And this is why I can't
all gone mad.
Agents and that as well. These agents are annoying, bro. And I'll tell you what, currently I'm near the end of Ian Wright's book, and I tell you what, he ain't got a lot of good to say about agents, mate. I'm telling
you. Is it?
He says he wishes that the game was without agents. It would be a lot easier for players, to be fair, because they don't always get the best advice.
Oh yeah, 100. Yeah,
seriously, man. And
okay, question on contracts then.
Huh?
Virgil's on 350, yeah. Kanate's on 70. Obviously, Ibu is a hot topic in terms of Ibu is a hot topic. Is that a pause? Ibu's contract is a hot topic. There you go. Because that's I don't even know. Anyway, what realistically are we meant to be paying him?
Who's that? Ibu.
Yeah.
So and I'm so glad you brought that up. So watch this, right? If, as an example, Ibu's on 70,000 pounds, right? I've heard conversations, and I've had to scratch my head, and in similar, I just had to go and do my, jump online as everybody else does. Ibu is 26, right? So this next contract is him hopefully hitting his prime, right? So for him, he's probably seen it like this. He is a regular centre-back for Liverpool. He's breaking into the national team, plays regularly. So this next contract should reflect for him being a Premier League winner and all of the other honours that he's currently collecting at the moment. Bearing in mind this, he's probably looking at it like this. He hasn't got much left until he's on a free. If it's Real Madrid that's looking at him, Real Madrid will lose Rudiger, who's leaving on a free, and Alaba on a free as well. So both of those contracts expire at Real Madrid. In Ibu's head, if he goes to Real Madrid on a free, I think he can probably command what he thinks he should be worth. He can go to Real Madrid and probably get the free. How much did you say that Virgil was on for, or 350 or whatever?
Virgil's on 350.
Yeah.
He can probably go to Real Madrid and get the same amount of money there and end up going on a free.
That doesn't always
easily.
Look at Trent.
Nah, so I think Ibu's almost a bit too African and a centre back to get 350 at Real Madrid, because they're still ain't trying to play the black centre backs money, boy. I
wonder how much Rudiger's on. If anybody's in the comments, see if you can go online and tell us. See if you can find out how much Rudiger is currently on at Real Madrid and how much Alaba is on at Real Madrid.
Because what should? I remember when it was first rumored, and I swear he was asking for like 200 grand, and I was just like, all right, Ibu, you can't get 200 grand. And I thought get that. And I thought to myself, we can't pay you 200 grand. And I thought to myself, but Cody Gakpo's on 250.
That's what I mean. He'll get the money.
This is where the club's gone semi-mad. Like, not trying to dig out Cody. Well, I am a little bit. Anyway, but cuss him out. Is that fine? Anyway, in terms of their profile, who is a harder player to replace, Konate or Cody Gakpo?
Exactly.
Because I think Konate's got a very unique skill set.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we have maximized that skill set and taken advantage of it to make other players cheat a little bit. And he's had a role that would be hard for the vast majority of centre backs in world football for an extended period of time. I would say his roles become easier since slots come, but still very hard role that he's had to have covering those channels for Trent, etc. So, yeah, in terms of what's easier to replace in the market, and this is where, I generally think my thing would be if Richard Hughes and Edwards think Cody Gakpo should be on 250. If Ibu's asking for 200 grand, you got to give it to him.
100%. Evening, Mark Foster. Mark goes on to say Alaba is on close to 400 grand.
Woo!
Stoney.
Wow.
Stoney.
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead. Say that again.
Alaba is close to 400 grand.
Well, look, there you go.
There you go.
So even if, as an example, we're just saying as an example, right? Alaba moves on, and then even if they was to pay Ibu half of that, Real Madrid are still laughing. Thank you.
So Desby says these players need to be on incremental salary increase based on performances.
What warrants performances though?
Well,
Wins.
like defenders keeping clean sheets, winning games and stuff like that.
But Liverpool don't keep clean sheets, so that means that
We
Van
did
Dijk wouldn't be
yesterday.
getting no playing performance.
We did yesterday.
One game.
Yesterday. I think we've got about 2 this season.
So that means Van Dijk wouldn't be getting those P's then.
Yeah, it's a good point.
There you go.
What's
He's
some games on that?
He's joined us. Easy Demas. He's joined us. I wasn't sure if he's going to make it today, Demas, mate. I thought, you know what I mean? You're getting a bit panicky now. It's getting a bit squeaky bum time up there. You get me? What are you saying? Huh? What are you saying? What, Man City turning on the pressure, Demas? Man City turning on the pressure, Demas. Let me know, bruv. Let me know. Saliba recently signed a new contract for 250k per week. So how much is Konate worth?
I think we should have had a salary cap, and I think 400k is way too much.
Yeah.
I think the 400k is now set us a problem.
Yep. I think we got one of the highest wage bill in the league.
We do. But
not to contradict myself as well, we were always seen as a club. We're not as as successful as we are. We are the most successful club. We're mostly not as appealing as a Chelsea or United or Arsenal, allegedly. So maybe that plays a part in it as well.
It's fair. We're gonna be honest. Yeah, like Liverpool as a town isn't as appealing as some of those other towns or major cities in the country. 100. It's not.
Yeah, man.
I hope that Ibu's not just looking to leave just for money reasons. If he wants to talk about, you know what, is furthering his career and, you know, doing something different and whatever, maybe that I could understand. But if you're just talking about money reasons, I think he needs to look around at some other players and see that it's not all gravy, mate.
He's most also comparing the likes of Madrid, Milan. It's toxic, isn't it?
Like you said,
of course. Yeah, I hear that. You know what I mean? See, because live out in the sun and all that kind of thing. Yeah. I hear that.
Well, think about it. PSG wanted him, right? Paris ain't a nicer place to live than. Well, okay, really, is Paris really a great city to live in? Don't get me wrong. The tourist part of Paris is smooth, obviously, but well, maybe it is. But I just think Ibu wants to get paid. And I think this is an issue that the club are gonna keep on having. Mm-hmm. If you've got guys who are on relatively low contracts in comparison to their value to the team and to what their peers are getting, when it's time for them to renew new contracts, expect them to want a bump or want more than maybe you want to give them, because the guy should not be on 70 grand a week. That should not be having. For me, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but do you think, all right, because you see, like, certain people, right, you see certain players, right, you sign them their first contract, you bring them in, say, comes in on 70 grand, you see their performance and whatever, and you're like, right, okay, we're gonna nail this guy down now. And what they do then is they go on 150 grand, you know what I mean, they're giving that new contract. But do you think that the reason why that didn't happen with Konate was because of all the injuries?
That's a great point.
He wasn't consistent, remember?
Yeah.
A lot of time out with injuries.
Yeah, it's only the last 2 years that's.
So this is probably why that they didn't look at you know what I mean, like revisiting his contract.
It's a great point. Great point.
That could be one of the reasons. And Mark Foster says that Alaba is 400k in euros for Alaba.
Okay.
Still ain't bad. Still ain't a bad wage. I'll take it.
No.
I'll take it.
I'd take 400 bags in euros, you know.
Yeah, man. Trust me. I'll take it, bro. Trust me. I might even take it in yen. Freak that. Anyway, so as we are talking about him anyway, so we're gonna talk about the beast that is Konate. And it's been another stellar performance, I must say, yesterday against Robbie, who is a handful to say the least.
Mm.
And I think he did very well, man. What do you not reckon?
World class.
Yeah, handled his business with some aplomb. Yeah. I just don't
glad.
like I just don't like the shirts though. Them shirts, they can't come back next season, man. Them shirts, they're dreadful. I know it's random, but they're dreadful shirts. Man.
What the green one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're more of like the classic throwbacks, really.
Yeah.
When Robbie was there and when McManaman was there, still at Liverpool, and Rob Jones and XYZ. I thought what was interesting about Konate's performance yesterday, why I was happy with it, is he was up against a forward who wanted that engagement, one of those who wanted to tussle, one that wanted to back into him. It was interesting to see, even though I know they're two different players here, but just hear me out, right? When Liverpool played against Crystal Palace, we got roughed up in the Community Shield, and then we played Palace again. He got roughed up again, both times against Arteta. And this was another forward who liked that engagement, who liked the rough and tumble, who wanted players pulling on him, who would drag players out wide, who wanted that physical contact in the ear and XYZ. To be able to see Konate being able to manage the Sunderland forward actually gave me hope, and I can obviously see in terms of his development, because he said the way that we got moved up against Mateta, I kept thinking when we were up against Sunderland, Konate is going to be in trouble, but he played really, really, really good yesterday. He almost had like that man marking role, and that forward, he wasn't backing off. He wasn't shirking off. That's the type of football that I do like actually seeing, where that forward wasn't about falling down on the floor and all of that. He said, look, I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm here. Thank you. I'm here. This is how I'm going to play. Can you handle me? So yeah, that's why I was happy with Konate's performance yesterday. He stood up to the battle.
Commentators gave him man of the match. So yeah,
It was class tonight. It was class.
A new experienced centre back's going to cost about 70-80 mil plus salary and other costs. Would it not be better to put keep Ibu 250 a week over 5 years? Yeah, but I'm here. But the talk I've been hearing is that they've offered near them kind of monies to him. He's turning it down.
Well then.
So
yeah, and I think
it's not like they're not offering him. I've heard that they are actually offering him that, but he's turning it down.
See, because I heard they were offering him closer to like 140, 150, but this is it. I guess it's so hard to work out exactly what the truth is. So I think this is it. If they're offering him 200 and he's turning it down, then I think you've got to draw a line in the sand and say there's a limit that we're willing to go to. But yeah, because I just feel like you can't break the wage bill for too many people. But yeah, the club have to get a grip on.
Oh, definitely.
It's out of control, man.
Mark says that VVD said in an interview yesterday that Konate is at a better level than himself at this age.
But yeah, that's
was better than VVD at 26.
And that's complimentary of Van Dijk for Konate. The only thing I'd say is, what league and where was Van Dijk playing at that age? Where was he being stretched and challenged continually? You know, so it is good that Van Dijk's saying that. He's really happy. We want to keep Konate there as well, but I think it's all just all relative. Where were you playing at that league? And yeah.
But I believe they're
was your
two totally
competition?
different defenders, though. Two totally different types of
defenders. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I like. I think they complement each other, to be fair.
It's a great partnership, man.
Yeah, man.
They complement
each other.
I've always said I think Van Dijk and Konate is better than Gabriel and Saliba. I've always felt that. I've always felt that. I just think that prior to obviously the last couple of seasons, Konate had the injury issues, and I just think that it's been far easier to be a defender in Arsenal's team than it has been to be a defender in Liverpool's team. So I just think Arsenal are a better defensive team than Liverpool by some distance. But just as a centre back pairing, I think our two are match anything around.
100%. Official voice of the game. We're going to say good evening to you, sir. Nice to have you on board. Do remember, hit that like, that share, and that subscribe. All right, gentlemen, let's wrap up about this game yesterday. How did you see that game yesterday? Go in there knowing that they ain't been beaten at home all season. How did you see that game yesterday? Hold on, did I write down some scores for that game?
No, it's for the City. No, you don't for the City game.
Yeah.
I thought what I liked from yesterday's game, I know we mentioned about Konate, was my frustration in the City game was I felt it was too open. It was too end-to-end. No team was really in control. I think Liverpool were able to display control. We played at our pace, we played at our tempo, and we were able to dictate the game itself. Virgil got the little flick and a goal win, but I was just happy at the tempo and we were able to control it because I know they're two completely different teams, right? But we were not in control at any stage in that Man City game. And I think that's what really frustrated me. So I was happy with that transition from the City game to this game against Sunderland.
Okay. Vinny.
I just think it was all right. I just think that we're going through the motions, man. At the moment, it feels like we're going through the motions. I know there's a lot of dissension in terms of how people are viewing how we're playing. I don't even know if people want us to win anymore.
Very good point. Very good point.
It's. I know so what you've asked me, but I do need to touch on this. And I put it in a couple of chat groups. I think the fan base is very much in the danger of turning toxic at the moment. And I'm not seeing it like this, even with Hodgson, even with when Rodgers was, you know what I mean, when Rodgers against Milton Keynes or whatever it was, or Wycombe Wanderers when in the League Cup. I don't think it's been as bad as this. And the problem we've got is every game natural between now and the end of the season is going to be like this, because I think people are firmly stamped in their mind that they don't want to ride at the club no more. So if he wins, it's a problem.
Yeah.
If he loses, it's a problem. If he draws, it's a problem.
When I saw the breaking news this morning, I had to rub my eye because I was waiting to send. I was about to bust it. When I saw it was Sean Dyche, I was like, "Shut man, what do you mean?"
Yeah, but what if he goes? What we're gonna do?
I got a colleague at work. He's a Chelsea fan, so me and him always have a bit of banter and a laugh. So he said to me, who do you want next then? So I'm saying, well, I'm talking about Alonso and Enrique and that, you know what I mean, out of them two. He said to me, why don't we get Gareth Southgate?
Liberties.
He said, yeah, Fido should get Gareth Southgate. Then when I had enough of his banter, I was about to walk off. He goes, hold on. He goes, no, on a serious note. He goes, Ted Lassu's available, bro. Listen, man is mocking us.
Southgate. I don't even think now, right, that FSG, if Scott was to go, I don't even think that they're going to go for Enrique and Alonso. Something tells me they've got someone else potentially to look at, because they don't do what's expected. They don't do the standard normal. It's always a bit left field.
Yeah,
always a bit left field.
I think Alonso would be on their shortlist. Enrique, I think with Enrique, I'm not sure he would be. So it's interesting. It's interesting.
Why don't you think Enrique would be?
Because I don't know if he's the type of personality or even profile as coach manager who just wants to be head coach. I think they need somebody who wants to fit into their system, and basically you're just here to coach the players. Whereas I think that Enrique, not saying they didn't have that at PSG, but PSG seems a bit of an odd place. Like it's not clear who's signing players, what the resources are. Obviously they got there's a lot of money in that team, but yeah, my view would be, and I could be wrong, if we had Enrique right now and he wanted to keep Luis Diaz and Luis Diaz goes, I think he's kicking off.
Oh, 100%.
I'm not sure if they want that type of character.
Okay, well, here's the talk there from Mark. It says PSG manager is signing a new deal this week. That's coming from Fabrizio.
There you go.
So that might just rule him out then. And Mark says the City game was just outclassed in midfield. I think Slot needed to put an extra body in there earlier. But saying that, when we've got a weak bench, who does he take out to keep the balance?
Completely agree. And this is where I thought Slot, pick your team, because you won against Newcastle, and I think we just got to work out where you want Verts to play, etc. But I just thought we were so just outmanned, outmuscled, outmaneuvered in midfield. We needed someone else in the midfield. If it was you played Jones as your number 10 and you put Verts from the left, comes in there, whatever you needed to, but we needed another midfielder. Because I just think if you go with 4 attackers and we do Verts, Hugo, Mo, and Cody, if you're going to expose your midfield and defense like that, then you've got to do it knowing that your forwards are absolute mustard. When they get the ball, they're looking to destroy them.
Yep.
Our forwards aren't that. So we're setting up, we're exposing the rest of the team so that they can play. And when they get in the ball, it's just like meh. So for me, it didn't make any sense.
Yep. I fully agree, mate. Okay. So next game coming up, we've got
Brighton in the cup.
Brighton in the cup. That's
Saturday, 7 o'clock.
They're on a bit of a bad run at the moment.
Yeah. So they're meeting us at the right time, isn't it?
Yeah, there's
so a City, right? Yeah, exactly.
It'll be a pressure down there. So, well, listen, we've really got to go for it.
Absolutely,
we're not going to win the league, so we need to be in a shout with the cups.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Go for that. And how do we see that one going then, gents?
As Vinny said, Slot can't win either way. If we lose, for some supporters, they're going to expect that if we win, it's still not going to be good enough. We're going to get a win, but Danny Welbeck's going to have a big conversation in this game. He always rises to the occasion against us. So yeah, we're definitely going through. I think it's just about performance and the manner in which we actually end up being victorious in the game, really.
Okay. VW?
I'm gonna go for a 2-0.
Oh, clean sheet, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're abysmal at the moment. So yeah, I'm going for 2-0.
Okay, and Doctor? I really don't know, gent. Sorry. Because it's not clear what type of team he's going to play. Like, is he going to rotate it? Is he going to play a stronger team again?
Hey, Mark. Here's Mark. As you said that, look, question for the panel. Does Slot rest players and play some of the kids, or same lineup as against Sunderland?
I have no idea what he's going to do. None. I think if he go on, Stone.
I don't think he's got a choice in terms of personnel at the moment. We're threadbare. We mentioned at the beginning of the show more injuries with Endo. I just think he's going to play the strongest squad of players he's got available, whether that includes Rio being involved or Curtis actually getting some game time, XYZ. The team is just threadbare. So I just think he's going to play the strongest squad and we just get through that game. I do apologise for interrupting.
Does anyone know the extent of Endo's injury, by the way?
What man though?
No, I'm not sure. We just know that I think Slot was saying, you know, his initial was about how serious he thought it was. I mean, he had oxygen, right?
Oh, did he? Damn.
No. He had his top over his face.
Fine, okay.
That's his top.
Yeah, but it's like we can't buy a right back to be able to play a couple games without getting injuries. I mean, even that injury within itself, right? For me, that's got nothing to do with the player. It's got nothing to do with the manager. Nothing to do with the staff. You know, the coaching staff. That is the nature of football. But the squad, is being depleted game after game after game. So it's just to see who's going to play at right back now. Scratching our head, isn't it?
As we got no midweek game next week. Well, we got Calvin Ramsey on the freaking bench for freaking playing, bro.
Yeah, it seems like he might get some wins, man. Yeah.
Narrow
2-0, I'd say.
Liverpool this season. Okay. Another one is going for a clean sheet. All right. I was looking at 3-1 to the Reds. That's what I'm hoping for. I just want to be through to the next round of the cup. That's all I know anyway. That's the main thing for me. Because we've really got to put our eggs in these baskets now and go for the cups. Mate. Whatever happens in the league happens, but we really have to give it a good go in the cups, mate, and see what we can do. But peoples, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining us, man. It's been a blast. Remember, tell a friend to tell a friend each and every Thursday night. It's all about Cop Talk right here on YouTube. Stoney, thank you very much for joining us, brother.
Thank you very much for inviting me onto the show, and it was another brilliant session this evening. So thanks, RT.
VW, nice of you to join us, sir.
Thank you, mate. Sandman's catching me though, but yeah, thank you.
Doctor, thank you very much.
Blessings, man. Blessings, man. Cody Gapco, we appreciate you.
On that note.